Hey, Brandon Hanselek here with Debt Freedom Georgia, and I want to take a moment to give you 4 steps to help you rebuild your credit score after having gone through a bankruptcy. Here in my bankruptcy practice, one of the main concerns that people have is, what about my credit score? And really the answer is, it's not that hard to get your credit score back in a good place after filing bankruptcy. So let's start with these 4 steps and get you on the road to a great credit score. Step 1 is to go ahead and open up some new credit accounts. Now, it's possible that you might be able to, right out of the gate, apply and get an unsecured credit card. However, if you can't, then you can go ahead and get a secured credit card. Either one of those works fine. However, there's probably going to be an annual fee, and on the secured credit card, you're actually going to have to put down some money, usually about $500, to allow them to give you that credit card. Now, this credit card, you're not going to use that whole credit limit. You want to be really careful to only spend about $25 or so per month. So just use it for a little bit of groceries, simple expenditures, and then pay it off in full every month. I can't emphasize this enough. With any type of credit card, always pay it off in full every month. The other type of new credit account that I recommend you get in step 1 is what's called a secured loan. You can get these from credit unions, and oftentimes they start in an amount of about $1,000. And the way this works is you're actually going to deposit $1,000 into a savings account, and based on that money sitting there in that savings account, they're going to give you a $1,000 loan. And then you'll just repay that loan over the course of about a year or so. And this again helps you to rebuild some positive payment history. On to step 2. This is going to be about 5 months after step 1. So you'll have built yourself up a good positive payment history for the last few months, and you should now be able to apply and receive a good unsecured credit card. This card you want to select very carefully, because this is a card that ideally you keep for the whole rest of your life. And the goal with it is to build up a long-term repayment history. So look for things like no annual fees, some type of rewards, and a good low interest rate. With this second card, just like the first one, you're going to limit how much you spend on it each month, while also paying off the full balance every single month. With this second card, you can spend up to 30% of the credit limit. So if your credit limit is $3,000, then you can spend up to $1,000 per month. But again, pay it off every single month. Step 3. You've now been building some positive payment history with 3 different accounts over the last few months. So in the 11th month, 11 months from when you started on step 1, you're going to go ahead and apply for another unsecured credit card. This credit card can replace that first credit card you got in step 1 if you want to. Probably that one you got in step 1 will have an annual fee, or maybe wasn't that great of a card. So this card that you're getting in step 3, you can go ahead and use to replace it if you want to. But you'll want to make sure to open that card first before you close the other account. So open another credit card, close that first one, optionally if you want, and then again, only use this card up to 30% of the credit limit and pay off the balance every single month. So these first 3 steps are about rebuilding a good payment history. And so by the time you get through with this 3rd step and cross over into your first year after having gone through the bankruptcy, you should already have seen a really big improvement on your credit score. This leaves us with step 4. Step 4 is about correcting any inaccurate information on your credit reports. So what you're going to do is go to annualcreditreport.com and request your free credit report from the 3 main credit reporting bureaus. That's Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. You're going to get all 3 of those, and then you're going to go over them line by line and make sure that everything is reported accurately. Every single account that's on there prior to your bankruptcy should be showing as discharged in bankruptcy. If they're not, or if you notice any other inaccuracies, then you need to go ahead and send a letter to the credit bureau disputing those accounts or disputing that information. And I have a template letter that I can provide you to help you send that letter. You can also find them online. And if they receive that letter and they don't correct the wrong information, then you may want to reach out to me or another attorney that handles that kind of stuff to make sure that those things get corrected and get reported accurately. Those are your 4 steps to rebuilding your credit score after filing bankruptcy. It's really not the end of the world when you file bankruptcy in terms of your credit score, in spite of what a lot of misinformation may lead you to believe. If you follow those 4 steps, you will get your credit score back to a good place so that you can get a great rate on a mortgage or a car loan in the future. Now, I want to give you just 4 additional tips to help you keep that credit score in a good place moving forward. First, go ahead and request credit limit increases every single year on each of your credit card accounts. You just make that request to the credit card company and they'll give you those increases. That's going to help you increase your total available credit versus the amount of credit you're using, which will increase your credit score. Second, make sure that you always pay your accounts on time. This includes every type of credit account, mortgages, car loans, credit cards, you name it. Make sure you pay everything on time. Late payments and missed payments are really going to hurt your credit score. Third, make sure that you go ahead and pay off the full balance of every credit card every month. This obviously is going to prevent you from accumulating interest, credit card interest, which can potentially put you back in a bad spot. And then fourth and finally, limit your credit inquiries to once every 6 months or less. This is important so that there aren't a whole lot of new credit inquiries on your credit report, which will hurt your credit score. So don't be going out there applying for all kinds of new accounts more often than once every 6 months. I hope this has been some really helpful information. If there's ever anything that I can do for you to help you in a bad debt situation, feel free to reach out to me at debtfreedomgeorgia.com.